Hi everyone. If you're tuning to my channel for the first time, give this video a like. Carlos Alcaraz has just defeated, well, about an hour ago or just over an hour ago, Carlos Alcaraz defeated Novak Djokovic in 3 sets. If you've not watched my previous video on my prediction on who was going to win this match, I think you should go and watch it. It's on my channel. I'll put the description down below. It was a fascinating final. I thought it was going to be closer than this. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was going to be 4 or 5 sets of tennis. And I thought Novak will actually win the first set and Alcaraz will fight back, as he has done in his last couple of matches where he won the semi-final and the quarterfinals from a set down. But in this match, he started as a front runner. He won the first set, I believe, 6-2. He chose to receive serve after winning the ball toss, which I thought was an interesting strategy because, you know, playing the best player that's ever played the game, who is Novak Djokovic, electing to receive serve. You could have decided to serve, but I think part of his strategy was to try and break Novak. And that first game of the first set was actually 13 minutes long, if I remember. They went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on Novak's serve. Deuce advantage, deuce advantage, deuce advantage. They just kept going on. And then Alcaraz broke him and he won the first set 6-2. Novak Djokovic was rattled. There were good fair exchanges there. But like I said earlier, Djokovic's movement is not what he used to be. And I think Carlos Alcaraz exploited his movement using, he didn't really use drop shots. It was just his power, his placement of his ground strokes. And Djokovic made a lot of errors. But I think Djokovic was also very nervous, knowing the significance of this match. He was going for his 25th Grand Slam final. And he was trying to also tie. So let's start with Djokovic. So Djokovic had a couple of records that he was trying to emulate or break. He was trying to win his 25th Grand Slam final by going one clear of Margaret Court, who is the all-time female Grand Slam winner at 24 slams. Serena Williams, the great Serena Williams, is on 23. Margaret Court is on 24. However, most of those slams came before the Open era, but she still statistically has the highest number of slams. Djokovic is on 24. I wanted to go one clear by winning today, taking him to 25. That's on one side. Number two, he wanted to revenge this same victory that Carlos had last year. So he wanted to get back at Carlos, which is what you do in sports. There's no shame in wanting to do that. And number three, he hasn't won a slam this year. He wanted to also go back to winning ways. And so I think those were the reasons why Djokovic, apart from being the best of all time and being very motivated, for Carlos, he had a few things he also wanted to equal. I believe he's now the first man, or maybe at least 2 or 3 people, not more than 2 people, have won 4 slams at the age of 21. That's incredible. And this guy has won his first 4 slams. 3 years ago, this guy was just a rookie on tour. He's gone to 4 slam finals and he's won 4 times. And this is the first time, if my memory serves me right, where he has won in straight sets. And he's won against the greatest player to have ever played the game. So confidence-wise, he's buzzing. Go to set number 2. That ended 6-2 as well. Set number 3. So it's now 2 sets to love up. Djokovic is looking confused. Alcaraz is playing better. Putting drop shots. Djokovic started to play a little bit better towards the end of the second set. A little glimpse. But then there was this despondent look. Every drop shot, he would just hang his head. And you could just see that it was not just a good day at the office. And Alcaraz just kept cruising. He was better in his court intelligence, better ground strokes, better variety, served better. I think he had 70% or over 70% first serves in, and first serve points won. So you can serve a high percentage but not win the point. Because if you're serving to a better returner, even if your first serve percentage is high, if the person is returning and you're winning and you're losing the point, what's the point of having a good first serve? So not only did Carlos Alcaraz serve well in the first two sets, but he won them points behind those service games. And I think that got into Novak Djokovic's head. And I think this guy has been in his head since Wimbledon last year. Although Djokovic has beaten him since then in Cincinnati and in the ATP finals in end of 2023. He hasn't beaten him in a slam since 2023 Wimbledon. And today was the first opportunity for Novak Djokovic to avenge that defeat. He wasn't able to because of the superior skills of Carlos Alcaraz. I know some people said, oh, his knee, but yeah, let's not bring injury into this because if you're injured and you really can't play, you shouldn't be on court. So the assumption is he's on court, meaning he's ready to play. Now, the third set came, and then they were on serve, kept going, got to 5-4 in the third set. Carlos Alcaraz had 3 match points, and he couldn't convert because Djokovic said, no, I'm going to take this off you. You're not going to beat me straight sets. This is my house. This is where I dominated. I've won this 7 times. I want to win this the 8th time. Djokovic came back from 40-love to 40-15 to 40-30 to deuce, and eventually Carlos Alcaraz threw away 3 match points. 3 match points, I'm not kidding. And they went to 5-5, from 5-5, 6-5, 6-6, and then Djokovic lost in that tie break. Now, a tie break traditionally is where Djokovic tends to excel. If he has a tight set, he gets to the tie break and he uses his superior mental skills. Remember the mental skills I talked about in my previous video? Djokovic would have used that in the old days to win. But Carlos Alcaraz got his 4th match point and converted and became the 6th player, not the 4th, the 6th player in the history of the game to win the Roland Garros and the Wimbledon in the same year. The Roland Garros is the French Open played on clay, and Wimbledon, as you can see in the background, is played on grass. And he's the 6th person to do this in the history of the game. Of course, the 5 people who came before him: Roger Federer has done it, Rod Laver has done it, Novak Djokovic has done it, Nadal has done it, and one more person, name escapes me, that has Bjorn Borg. Bjorn Borg has also done it. So he's the 6th. So very rare field atmosphere and class of people to be. We don't know what is in store for this guy, but it's electric. Now, I have a couple of questions. What do you guys think? But my questions are, will Djokovic be able to beat Alcaraz again in another slam? Not necessarily Wimbledon. I mean, we'll have US Open coming in a few months, and then the Australian Open next year. Do you think Novak will be able to avenge this defeat next year? Do you think Novak will be able to beat him at another Grand Slam final? Do you think Novak's age at 37 is too old? Do you think Alcaraz is just too good? What are your thoughts? Let's make this a two-way conversation. If you're new to my channel, like I said earlier, like this video, subscribe to my channel, subscribe, and also share this to as many people as possible. I couldn't play the full video due to copyright issues, but I'll put the link below, and there's so many places on YouTube that have the full video, at least highlights. It was a good match. It was a good match. I would have preferred to see 4 sets or 5 sets because I like a little bit of back and forth. This was more of like a blowout for Djokovic. But is Djokovic done yet? I don't think so. I don't think it's done yet. However, Carlos Alcaraz, who is the champion of today, might have different thoughts about that because this man is hungry and this man believes it is time. Until the next time, you know what to do. Keep watching.